Welcome to the course AWS Developer Tools. Let's get started with our first module. In this module, we are going to cover Introduction to AWS and why we need AWS, a brief overview of AWS services which we are going to use in this course, continuous integration and continuous delivery concepts. Now let's take a look what is AWS and why we need AWS. AWS is a secure cloud services platform. It is a set of infrastructure services such as computing power, storage options, networking, and databases, which is delivered as an unit. It refers to the suite of cloud computing services which allows us to export all the physical hardware requirement of our company to Amazon, leaving us the time to work on designing the software of our applications. It is available immediately on demand. The way this works is Amazon has data centers spread throughout the world. These data centers consist of racks of data spaces, storage, devices, routers, servers, all booted up and ready to use. So when we request access for these services to AWS, it is immediately available to us. We can access all these services from anywhere in the world through internet. Now, why AWS? It is very flexible. Let's see how. Servers, storage, and databases. Three major products offered by Amazon. We can package them under one company by combining required quantities, and anyone in our company who got access to these resources can work from anywhere. So we don't require to install any hardware, data centers, anything at our location. And another major advantage of AWS is if we want to expand our infrastructure, we can achieve that easily by requesting and ordering required resources, and within few hours we will get the access of all the resources and we can start using it. So it is elastic and scalable. We can quickly add and subtract resources as per our need. We just have to pay only for what we use. It is very secure and reliable. We can auto scale our deployment as per the traffic. We can increase the servers when traffic is more to support the load, and we can also decrease it when traffic is less. Now let's move over to some of the AWS services. We are going to see some of the Amazon Web Services which we are going to use in this course. The first is IAM, that is, IAM stands for Identity Access Management, Amazon EC2, then Amazon S3, AWS Lambda, Amazon SNS, and Amazon CloudWatch. So now let's take a brief overview of all these web services. First is Identity Access Management. It is a centralized control of AWS account. It is a web service for controlling access to AWS console. It allows us to manage users and their level of access to AWS console, and it also provides temporary access to users when necessary. So we can say it is a fine-grained control of who can do what. It also provides multi-factor authentication to provide the secure access. It can grant different permissions to different IAM users for different resources. Let's move over to another AWS services, that is Amazon EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Client. It is a web service that provides resizable compute capacity in the cloud. It allows creating virtual machines on demand. Pre-configured template Amazon machine image can be used to get running immediately. We are going to use EC2 instance in our coming modules. Let's move over to another web service, that is Amazon S3. Amazon S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. It provides a simple web services interface that can be used to store and retrieve any amount of data at any time from anywhere on the web. It provides secure, highly scalable, and durable object storage. It is a safe place to store files. Authentication mechanisms are provided to ensure that data is kept secure from unauthorized access. Let's move on over to another web service, that is AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda is a compute service where we have to upload the code and create a Lambda function. Then it takes care of provisioning or managing servers to run the code. We don't have to worry about servers and their configuration. It is handled by AWS Lambda. It is an event-driven service. AWS Lambda allows to run code in response to events, such as changes to data in Amazon S3 bucket, etc. Right now, Node.js, Java, Python, and C Sharp are supported in AWS Lambda. Now let's take a look at another Amazon Web Service, that is Amazon SNS. Amazon SNS stands for Simple Notification Services. Simple Notification Services is a simple, fully managed push messaging services that allows users to push text, alerts, or notification like an auto reply message or a notification that a package has delivered. It can deliver notification by SMS, text message, or mail. SNS notifications can also trigger Lambda functions. Now let's move over to the last Amazon Web Service which we are going to use in this course, that is Amazon CloudWatch. Amazon CloudWatch provides monitoring for AWS cloud resources and the applications customers run on AWS. It lets you programmatically retrieve your monitoring data, view graphs, and set alarms to help you troubleshoot, spot trends, and take automated action based on the state of your cloud environment. It enables real-time monitoring of AWS resources such as Amazon EC2 instances and etc. So, this all are the web services which we are going to use in our coming modules. Now let's move over and understand the concepts of continuous integrity and delivery. Continuous integration and continuous delivery. Continuous integration is a software development practice where developers regularly merge their code changes into a central shared repository. It automates building and testing code. In simple words, it is a way how you maintain project, how you manage source control, how projects are built, how release or changes deployed to production. So it is an approach in which teams keep producing valuable software in short cycles and ensure that the software products can be reliably released at any time. Continuous delivery. Continuous delivery is an engineering approach in which code changes are automatically built, tested, and prepared for production release. So it automates the whole release process up to production. So continuous integration and delivery both are same concepts for automating release management. In continuous integration, it automates source control and build process, whereas in continuous delivery, it automates the whole release management process to production. It expands upon continuous integrations by deploying all the code changes to a testing environment or production environment after the build stage. Now let's see the continuous integration and continuous development pipeline. Let's see this in step-by-step approach. Majorly there are 4 stages of product development life cycle. First is source control, then it is build, then staging, and then production. So in first phase, all the developers regularly commit their code to a central repository and merge all the changes to a release branch for the application. So the main branch should be kept up to date by merging from all of the branches and upstream. In build, once the code is pushed to the branch in a source code repository, builder tool will build the code and run the unit test in a controlled environment. It creates one or more binary builds and other artifacts like image, style sheets, and documents for the application. These 2 phases are called continuous integrity. Now the next phase is deploying the application code in a staging environment, which is a replica of the production environment. And where we have to run more functional tests. And continuous delivery, we have to manually deploy the staging to production environment once everything looks good to go. Now the last phase is continuous deployment, which may include full automation of the entire software release process, including deployment to the production environment. So we can achieve this CI/CD lifecycle using AWS Developer Tools. So let's see first AWS Developer Tools in brief, and then we will see how we can achieve continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline using AWS Developer Tools. We have total 4 AWS Developer Tools. First is AWS Code Commit, then it is Code Build. The third one is AWS Code Deploy. Fourth one is AWS Code Pipe. Let's see every tool in brief. Code Commit. Code Commit is a private Git repository on AWS. It works with existing Git tools. It is a version source control system. It is a fully managed source control service that makes it easy for companies to host secure and highly scalable private Git repository. It eliminates the need to operate our own source control system or worry about scaling its infrastructure. Now, let's see about AWS Code Build. It is a fully managed build service in the cloud. It compiles the source code, runs unit tests, and produces artifacts that are ready to deploy. It eliminates the need to provision, manage, and scale our own build servers. It provides pre-packaged build environment for the most popular programming languages and build tools. Now let's see about AWS Code Deploy. It is the deployment service that automates application deployments to the Amazon EC2 instance or on-premise instance in our own facility. It makes it easier for us to rapidly release new features, helps us to avoid downtime during application deployment, and handles the complexity of updating application without many of the risks associated with the error-prone manual deployments. And the last one is AWS Code Pipeline. It is a continuous integrity and continuous delivery for release management. It is a continuous delivery service we can use to model, visualize, and automate the steps required to release the software. It speeds up the delivery while improving the quality, and it can integrate with many Amazon services. Now let's see how we can use this Amazon Developer Tools in continuous integrity and continuous delivery model. As we know, we have 4 stages in code pipeline, that is source control, build, staging, and production. So AWS Code Pipeline will pull source code from code commit, GitHub, or S3. Then it can build the code with code build. And to deploy the code to the staging environment, we can use code deploy, elastic beanstalk, or cloud formation. And all these tools can be used to deploy the code to the production environment also. So AWS Code Pipeline will integrate all these services and automate the release management process. So this is how we can use AWS Developer Tools and automate the release management process. Now let's see and move over to our next module.